coming to you live from the backseat of a 1984 Holden Kingswood. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 147th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I forgot the name of the podcast that I do every week. Things are going well. As always, I'm joined by Real-Time Sloth and this other guy who is not Mylan Games. What the fuck is going on?
How the
It's
fuck do you
Famy.
know I'm
Far
not?
better,
Are you,
better to look at, though.
are you Mylan Games who is shaved? Is that what's happening? Do you know anything about law?
I'm gonna say no to that one.
Good,
real quick.
good.
I don't know shit.
that makes three of us. That's good. That's good. It's going to make for an entertaining cast because no one will be talking about the law. Of course, Famy joins us in Matt's stead. Matt's got real life things to do, so he's out having a good night with his
going
better
on
half
a dinner
and-
date with his girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Oh,
So we're gonna
You
let him
fucking-
do that because it's good. It's good for him. But there's a shitload of stuff to talk about. There's an absolute shitload of PAX war stories that we're probably going to get to again, even though we did it last week already.
oh boy.
And there's a whole heap of other stuff. Festival of the Lost, Momentum Control, which I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think of that. But I think before we get into that, we'll quickly do a round table as we always do. Sothy, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right, eh?
Good.
You know,
All right,
fucking,
Famy.
just go fuck yourself, you fucking useless looking fucking ugly cunt. Yeah, how you going, Famy? You doing all right?
You've muted yourself.
You muted yourself, bud.
Fuck! Okay.
We're off to a flying
You're not a
start.
professional streamer until you've chatted to chat without muting yourself.
It's
I agree.
fine. Sloth and I, personally, we read lips pretty well, but it doesn't go over well for the audio listeners. So
That is fair enough. I was just
Yeah.
saying, I feel as though, Log, you do that every week to Sloth, and he just never learns. You're just like, how's your week going? Oh, yeah, it's going pretty well. Okay, moving on. Yep, next person.
yeah, no, I mean, sometimes I've got to wrap
More or
him
less,
up because
yeah.
he goes deep, like way deeper than anyone really wants to. I don't give a shit how his week's been. Is he survived his week? That's, he's here on the podcast. He's doing all right. Look at him. You can tell. Look at his face.
I'm taking next week off. Go fuck yourself.
Fine. Fam, how you been, man? What's been going on? It's only been a week and a bit since we've seen you, but this is your first time on this shit show we call a podcast, so welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How you doing,
Week's
man?
been good. Just been doing the usual old thing. University's actually coming to a close for me in a couple weeks, so I'm focusing a little bit on that. But otherwise, just playing Destiny, learning the raid, doing a bunch of stuff. What else do we do? Like, to be honest.
we do the Destiny, we do the things that we suffer through to get to doing the Destiny, right?
Yeah.
This
Pretty
is
much.
the IRL shit that no one really wants to do, but we do anyway. That's good, dude. So I guess we'll dive right in. And for anyone who hasn't met you before, hasn't encountered what you do in our wonderfully diverse and incredibly interesting Destiny community, if you could sum up what Famy's all about in Famy's own words, that would be famtastic.
World's third.
You want to start this early, Sloth? You want to start this fucking early?
This is the unspoken sort of truth of Australian mateships that if you're not giving each other shit, it means you're not really like mates, right? Like there's that thing of like, like if you're ever in a thing with me and Sloth and Matt and probably Fam and anyone else who's an Aussie and they're not giving you grief, you need to wonder what you've done wrong.
The moment people start treating you with decency, you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
exactly.
What have I done? Jesus.
So legendary world's third raider.
Yeah.
Yep. What a dude.
World's Third Raider. I've been
That's,
playing
I
Destiny
mean,
now for
like
about 2
without
years,
without taking the piss, like that's the second time that you've gotten world's third. It was world's third on Scourge too, wasn't it?
Yeah, so world's third on Scourge by 2 minutes, which was unfortunate.
Nah, you were
which is
really
close.
close on third on fucking Scourge too. Jesus,
Mhm.
that was really fun to watch.
Fourth on Crown, and I really regret it, but we ended up, well, our main team ended up giving up 22 hours into Last Wish, and I came back and got 11th, I believe, but some other people kept going and got 8th.
11th at Last Wish is pretty fantastic. I mean, how many people had finished before the infamous 2402 happened?
2402. Only 2 teams, so Redeem and Tier 1.
Yeah, like that's fucking fantastic. So, you know, that's pretty fantastic. And for someone that I only figured out or found out the other day has only been playing Destiny since Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude.
That
is
know
serious,
all of that
man.
and be where you are, fucking good on you, mate.
It's not an acquired skill. It's got to be talent at that point, right? Like jump straight in and hit the ground running. That's fucking incredible, man. I think like most of the other guys have been around for forever. So well fucking done. And you're doing us proud too. I mean, I know that we say world's third and we give you shit about it, but at the end of the day, like you're the flagship dude of the Down Under, the one that, I mean, you were who I was watching for. Oh god, for what's the fucking new raid called? I've just gone blank. Fuck, it's a Friday night.
Garden of Salvation.
Yeah, that one.
Garden of Sanitation.
Garden of Sanitation. It was
Vault of Grass.
Or actually, I actually got terribly car sick because I was driving down to Sydney to visit my better halves family and watch the grand final and that shit. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat watching Fam stream. Just going, oh yeah, no worries. I'll keep checking in. And by the time I got to about Hornsby, I was cooked. I was so sick, but it was worth it. It was good. I had a good time. So what's that all about? Can you give us a bit of an insight into like how do you prepare for these sorts of things? Is it, you know, you've got a regular team you run with and all that sort of stuff, or?
Yeah. So my team, second team in Redeem, hasn't actually had a solid 6-member until I would say this right now. So for Last Wish, we had Chevy, and then Chevy moved to the other team because he fit really well with Glad and Modern and those people. For Scourge of the Past, we had Poon Master or Soul King Drake, whatever you want to call him. He's a good friend of ours and he's a solid player, although he does tend to troll a hell of a lot. But he's a really
Who would have thought that with a name like Poon Master? Shout outs to Poon Master, fucking legend.
For Crown of Sorrow, we had Ironin, another member of Redeem and a really good friend of ours. It worked really well. But for Garden of Salvation, Iron really wasn't enjoying the game. So we ended up getting Bali in. He's really good fit for the team. And we've asked him to stick on with the team, and he seems pretty solid for it. So that seems the plan going forward.
So you formed your Destiny rating Voltron going forward. That's epic. So do you guys run often together? Because I know that sort of once these races are run, that it sort of seems to be that you know, most of the biggest streamers like yourself, a partnered streamer and stuff, you go back to helping out other people in the raid. Do you guys get together like regularly to run through things and sort of make sure you keep your communication tippy top, or how does that work?
We want to. We really do want to come together as a team, but the thing is, we have me in Australia, we have Frank in England, Eon in Austria, and then we have Jukes, Fur, and Bala all on different schedules in America, and it's really hard to get us all together. Even when we all say, oh, we're going to come together on reset on this day, usually it just ends up falling apart. For the most part, though, we end up teaming up. So I play with Frank a lot. I try to play with the other guys as much as I possibly can. And we have like really good interrelationships within that raid group that really expand out. So for Crown of Sorrows, Fur and Frank actually teamed up a lot and did a lot of work on their side. And you could tell they work incredibly well together since they have been playing together for like a year and a half now. So we do try to play together as a full group, and it's really good to do that if you are preparing for a world's first scenario, to actually get in, challenge yourself as a team of 6. But sometimes it's just not possible.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even organise 3 dudes to do a podcast on a Friday night. We're all Australian, so what fucking hope have we got? I think. What did we get? World's 3 millionth, probably clear among the 3 of us. Yeah, I mean, I'm the only one who counts. I'm driving the bus. Get fucked. So fuck,
That's
dude.
why I'm
I mean,
taking next week off, and you can't take any fucking weeks off because you're driving a fucking control freak.
Yeah, I've got all the buttons that go like that. No, well, I mean that's awesome, and dude, I don't know, how do you handle the pressure or something like that? Like, I mean, obviously, when the raid races are on, streams are just batshit. Like, there's some of the biggest streams on Twitch at the time, you know, like looking at people getting 50, 60K views, just insane shit. How do you handle that? Do you just block it out and worry about what you're doing, or do you kind of ride the excitement in chat, or how does that work? Because
So it's at this point that I should definitely thank some of the mods that were in my stream during that run, because timeline for what actually happened, we finished the third encounter long time before anyone else did. We were traveling to the next encounter, and I actually believe I am responsible for this spam starting, although it probably would have happened regardless. We're going past the wall in Garden of Salvation, where the things shoot out of the wall and try to push you off into oblivion. And naturally, I'm just like, oh, it's the wall dicks again.
it's the dick wall again.
And then suddenly there was just about like 3,000 ASCII dicks in my chat.
That's, I mean,
They are
what more can you want?
everywhere.
Are you going to retire from streaming after that moment? I mean, that's basically, that's it. That's the pin-up, right?
Yeah.
It's my dick in a box.
I've just been bombarded by dicks on a chat platform. Beautiful. I'm sure there's other
the
chat
thing is,
platforms
yeah,
that can get the same treatment, but still.
The thing is, though, I had no idea what was going on, because when it comes to world's first raids and stuff like that, what I do is I start the stream, I have something on stream saying, I am not paying attention to chat because we want to win this world's first, but also we want to broadcast it to the world because it's a really good event and brings a lot of publicity to Destiny as a community. I mean, it's top of the directory for one day, which is insane. So I wasn't paying attention at all. When we got to the final encounter, I switched over, had to look at my view count, and it was like, I'm at like 7,000 viewers right now. Okay, we must be in front. Shit. Slowly hyperventilating, minimize that, and then just went straight back into it. So in terms of that stuff, I just try not to pay attention to it, because the more you try to interact with chat, that's part of your attention going somewhere else. Yeah, and then you don't focus on the raid.
I thought that might have been the case. Like, I know for a fact that there are like other people who are competing for world's first, people like Ninja and Riot and the T1 guys and all that sort of thing. They just like, usually they're pretty good with chat interaction.
Yeah,
they put it on a monitor that's like fucking behind them. Just like, yeah, I don't want to know about it. Let's just focus on this. And I always wondered what it would be like to have 7,500 viewers in your chat going, dick wall, dick wall, dick wall.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, such a wholesome moment. I think the other thing that like, and you touched on it there in that it's like the one day. I mean, well, you can't say per year, but there's, you know, like there's a whole day where kind of the focus gets drawn back to Destiny in this really super fucking competitive event. And for the most part, Destiny is pretty chill except for PvP. But like, I think in recent times, and I mean, like, I'll get to your thoughts on like contest mode and all that sort of stuff in a minute. Yeah. But do you, like, we've sort of talked about this, and I think we talked about it when Ninja was on, about how this is kind of like, it's like an opportunity where anyone can turn up and be anyone. And if you manage to play well on the day, you can build a little streaming career out of it, right? Like, do you think that is a fair statement? Like,
I do. I think that's a really fair statement. As a team, we were discussing beforehand whether or not we would stream, because if all comes down to it, we wanted to win and we wanted the best chance possible for winning, and nothing else mattered, none of us would stream. Because the moment you're ahead of someone else is naturally going to be in there taking the strategies and move it somewhere else. Not that that's scummy or anything. It happens all the time.
Yeah, that's fucking life,
that's a reason
man.
why. It's a reason why in the WoW World's Firsts method actually mute their comms, because a lot of their strategies are directly communicated between each other, and you can't really see it directly from looking at it. You can see a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
So
I noticed that last time. Yeah, I did notice
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
I've seen a few teams do muting and stuff.
I'm going to be honest. I had no idea who Ninja was until Last Wish, and I'm pretty sure majority of people feel the same way.
Yeah.
He is that guy that got through Vault to Riven before anyone else. Same thing happened to me. I got a lot of exposure by being the first person to the final encounter. And I do think the same is true for X-Black, because a lot of people knew about Ascend and that team in the community. I mentioned it to a friend a couple days earlier that Ascend has a good chance of taking top 10, if not world's first. They've been consistent placements for the last, I think, 4 or 5 raids or something like that. And X-Black has gotten a lot of followers, he's gotten a lot of exposure, and he's really a good player for that. So getting that world's first has pushed him above that limit, got him exposure in the community, and he can take that wherever he wants to, which is awesome.
I mean, we saw it only Crown of Sorrow with CG, right? Like that was huge for him as well. I think it's one of the things that over time Bungie have really refined it into. Like, I think leveling the playing field has helped a lot, because there was that sort of period there where you could really get an advantage if you could take the whole week off to grind. But I don't know. I think we're at a point now where it is like that. It is, anyone wants to rock up. If you're good enough on the day, you can put yourself on the map, and it's super encouraging to be able to see people doing that.
Case in point, German bus drivers. You know, like that.
Oh yeah, from back in the day, from
Belgium.
Yeah.
From back in the day, like, but you know, like, this is the thing, is that I remember. Do you remember when Nobi Labs come out and that people were fucking grinding that? I was watching Ninja when that happened, and he muted his stream and put his hand over his mouth, so you know people wouldn't steal strats or whatever. Chatting with the boys, and I was like, yeah, that's fair. But his chat fucking blew up and was just like, it's for the community, you piece of shit. I fucking just carrying on. Like, it's so competitive that even to the point that some people don't want to think about it, they just wait until someone else has gotten a little bit further and then sort of figure it out as they go, if that makes sense. I'm
sure there's an element of that, right? Like, I don't know how seriously you guys take your rivalries and things like that, but is that a thing? Like, is there beefs? Is there beefs we don't know about?
There's not anything too major in the Destiny community that I personally know of. There's a little bit of beef between particular people, but for the most part, it's pretty wholesome and everyone sort of helps each other. But there is a lot of talk around it, and there is people out there who do this, and you can argue both ways. You can say it's fine, you can say it's kind of scummy for that. But in the speedrun community, there are many strats which are held by particular clans or particular people who know what they're doing. And the thing is, they hold on to it until they get a really good time with it, and then they release a video. Suddenly everyone knows about it, and then they can go on with that. One of the best examples of that is with Leviathan. When people make a new time on that, what they usually will do, if they are so inclined, is to wait until the week is over, the rotation has changed, which means you can't speedrun it anymore for that week, to release a video, and then suddenly they're like, oh, okay, that's how you do that speedrun strat. It does happen when people like hold strats from each other, but for the most part, everyone just wants to bring this game down to a faster time, so they end up sharing it with people and whatnot. So
I think as long as it serves a purpose for the people in the moment, it's kind of like, I don't know. I can see it both ways. I don't really have an opinion. I think it is super, super competitive. You know, they're talking like giving out belts to people on a stage in fucking Florida every year, I guess now. So like, it's a big deal. And as we were just talking about, you can make a career on it. So I don't know. I can't sit here and judge. I'm never ever going to be at the point where I need to worry about it either. So hey,
quickly on that point, I would like to make mention the best example of that. Before Spire of Stars, Glad was averaging around 100, 200 viewers.
Oh yeah.
After that, he reached around 500. After Last Wish, just went crazy, and now he's sitting at like 1K plus every single stream. So that is a clear example of how just winning consecutively or proving you're the best over these really popular things just makes a career. It's insane.
I'm going to put this out there, and I don't want to cause any sort of grief or anything. Is that proving you're the best and getting there first and coming up on the day are two completely different things.
Yeah.
Like because Glad has won, and he has won. Him and his team has won because they are very talented.
They're incredibly,
but there are also
players.
so many fucking talented people
think
in this
that's
community. I mean, Ascend and fucking math class and you guys and, you know, all that sort of thing.
He did a couple
They're
back to
all,
back.
you're all on the
Glad?
same skill level. He did get it back to back.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the thing,
so.
because it was a while where he was like the odds-on favorite to take them all out. So I don't know. I mean, I think it builds this kind of like there's a bit of a narrative now. Like now it's kind of up in, you know, like in the air. Everyone's sort of, the last few have been won by, you know, people that have come from the clouds more or less. I mean, so I think it's healthy.
Well,
I think it's super healthy, and I think like anyone even in that community would agree. Like Glad himself would almost certainly say, like, unless you're being pushed or pushing with people, like you're only as good as your competition, right? Like if you're not being pushed, you're not getting better. So I think it's in an incredibly healthy spot going forward, right?
Yeah.
It is, like I said, like there's so many incredibly talented people in this community, like incredibly talented teams, and all it takes to show up, you just show up on the day. Show up on the day. It is, you know, like, and maybe you got a few more hours sleep that night before, or maybe you got that lucky drop the night before, and that just puts you ahead of everybody else. Like I said, I'm not trying to take away from people's skill level, especially not Glad, because fuck, he's proved it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You absolutely know what I mean, yeah.
I think that's the thing about where we are now, and I think that's what makes it great, and what makes it so exciting at the moment is that, you know, like, I mean, obviously we're in it and we're going for Fam because he's the Aussie guy, and you know, like he's our dude in it, and Tamsin, who was raiding as well with our ice cream team, but like, I don't know, I just love the drama of it all at the moment. So anyway, I think
Famy and I we chatted in, you know, a few Twitter chats and responded to a few tweets to each other, and I've stopped by your stream for a bit and all that sort of thing. The first time we actually seen each other at PAX was just after the panel, after I gave him grief in front of 750 odd people, and he comes out of the stage and goes, "You want to fucking fight, sloth?"
He's just up and stormed off.
He comes out of the scene. I'm like, come here, give us a hug, and he fucking gave me a hug, and I almost fell off balance because I was standing on the stage when I tried to hug him. He almost pulled me off the stage, but fuck, it was such a fucking pleasure. Fuck, mate, like even giving you grief on the on the stage, you should be fucking well proud, and I know that everyone in this chat and every single person of Australia fucking well proud of you and everything that you've fucking done so far, mate. So you know, speaking
as a segue,
PAX?
Slothy, as a segue, let's just jump into a bit of a quick discussion about PAX, and then I guess we can do what we did last week and cycle back to horrific war stories later in the podcast when the kids have turned it off. If you're a kid and you're listening to this podcast, I fear for you. Seriously. How was your PAX, man? How did you enjoy it all?
It was almost as good as Guardian Con, and that is saying something. That really is.
That's fantastic, dude. That's really good to hear.
So apart from there are very long periods of time late at night where I don't have a lot of memory of exactly what happened, which means I think I had a good time at the very least.
I will tell you one thing. You can find a sports bar in a casino.
I can, yeah.
You're like Moses parting the sea of fucking punters in Crown Casino. We're all like, no, we're following Fam. Lucky you're fucking tall. We could all see you. It was me. Everyone be lost.
You know what the best part about that is that Victoria, Nick and I, Tower, Nick and I, like you guys walked into that fucking where all the pokies were, and then there was a blue behind me. Like someone at the bottom of the stairs just started fucking punching on in the middle of Crown Casino. I turned around, everyone's fucking fighting. Got security guards going, rushing to them. I turned back around, and you were gone. And Nick and I looking at each other, going, "Where the fuck did they go?"
Yeah, and then it turned into me and 8Pro walking around like trying to find everyone again, but specifically walking like, "Oh no, we went left here and then went right here, and there's the escalate." Fuck, I cough.
Jesus Christ! But no, like I said,
Jesus, good yarn.
It was actually really fucking good to catch up and have a beer and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
hopefully same time, same place next year, mate. And Cherry Bar, and you know what? I'm going to save my money, and the drinks are on me.
Sure,
you.
Cobber.
Oh,
Sure,
mate.
Cobber.
Fuck
No.
Log. Fuck Matt.
Yeah, I've got coal
No.
miners lung if you're rocking on in chat. It's a real thing. I think the thing that, and I'm not sure whether you took away the same feeling out of hitting up PAX, but man, it was encouraging to see so many people like Destiny fans there. It was incredible.
Fuck yes, I agree.
It was probably
It was good.
exceeded
It was
anything
fun.
we expected to get out of it. It was absolutely batshit, and hopefully it's something we get to do again next year.
Did you happen to jump on like did Rig play Platronics? Did they have a area for you guys? Because I know you and Tamsin are both sponsored by them.
So we weren't necessarily part of it. I'm not sure if Tamsin did something with them. But there was some sort of Fortnite creator thing, and I could have gone and taken part in that just as like a spectator or something, but it's Fortnite. Nothing against that, but I just would absolutely suck at the game and have no interest in it. But yeah, I had some other opportunities that I was able to talk to some people as well. But this is sort of like a temporary thing. I really like the product and all that stuff, but we're sort of communicating to a PR person who's communicating to Rig. So we don't have direct communication to their marketing and booth team.
I think that's half the battle is breaking down that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, like you have you I think you're probably going through the same thing that we looked at when we first got there, where we've got PR people and we've got people just going this way, and you're like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't even know what we do.
Just trying to escape to the pub was basically the strategy. We'll be at the General Assembly if you need us. The sparrowing, how did you feel about that? That was a pretty crazy little morning.
It was good to relax and stuff like that. I don't know how would have come across as a spectator, but I had a lot of fun just sitting there talking to people, having a good time with, some of the coolest people I've met in the Australian Destiny community, except for.
So who was there? That was.
Except for Mylan, because he's not here to defend himself.
It was Log and Matt, Tolga, Lift, Classy, Tamsin, yourself,
and Victoria jumped on.
Anybody else?
Victoria was there.
Yeah, and Victoria. Yeah, that's right.
She was there.
She's good value.
She managed to summon a sparrow on a keyboard with her elbow.
That's fantastic. How does
I
one
don't
even
know.
do
I
that?
reckon you need to. I don't know. You must have a very pointy elbow, I suppose, or just luck. Can't really work it out.
Shall we quickly cover off on the twabness?
Yeah, holy shit. Let's dive into some news, dudes.
Podcast starts at 42 minutes and 39 seconds.
Got it. I haven't played the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week at Bungie, 24th of October 2019, from Cosmo. We haven't seen Damage come back yet, but I don't think we've actually said from the podcast to Damage, congratulations on the birth of your child. Well done.
Oh.
Your dick works. And your wife gave birth.
I think you figured out the dick works 9 months ago, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know, but
but we didn't.
How do you congratulate someone's like if Log his better half, his actual better half, gave birth to his beautiful baby daughter, a while ago, and it's like, how do you say congratulations to a bloke? Yeah, your dick works.
Yeah, I mean that's it basically. Because beyond
That's
that,
legitimately
it's all the woman, right? Like
you got good
congratulations,
good stuff.
Congratulations, you have a Heim spur count.
Good on you.
Right. This week at Bungie, it's about to get spooky. Mark your calendars, Guardians, because on the October 29th is a day filled with updates that will appeal to just about every player in this community. We have a full menu of activities to tackle, challenges to master, and exotic loot to add to your collection. The Festival of the Cost is about to return, and we have a full preview of the sorry, it's so ingrained in my mind that I can't call it anything else.
It's a different beast. It's a different beast.
I know it's a different beast. But if you go onto the TWAB, there is a link there. The tower is going to look fucking fantastic.
Let's
We've
have a
got
squiz.
masks from Callus to fucking Callus to a fucking Vex Goblin to the Drifter to Red Acolyte face to
There you go. Have a
Eris
look.
Morn to fucking some fucking goober with a gas mask on. You know, like it's good things.
Looks good. Yeah.
Yep.
Now the return of the Braytech Werewolf Legendary Auto Rifle, which will be fully masterworked at 950 power weapon.
It's a good little boost to leveling up if you're not at the level already, right?
It's an auto rifle. It's a or masterworked 950 power weapon auto rifle. Is that an auto rifle in the power slot?
That's odd wording of it. So
Yeah,
there's a
it's
difference
the
between
power
heavy
level.
weapon and power. So that's 950 power level weapon.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I'm a dumb
Don't worry,
cunt.
I actually had someone DM me about that, being like, "Is this a 950 freaking heavy auto that everyone's sleeping on?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just Bungie just a word."
They done you a strong
yeah.
bamboozle, my dude.
Can you see the forest through the trees? While the festival is underway, Guardians are needing to return
There we go.
once more to the haunted forest to find the fiends, ghouls, and terrors that lie within. You'll have 15 minutes to make it as far as you can go, but be aware of what awaits you at the very end. It looks like that they've gone a little bit more vexy. It looks like they've gone a little bit more,
No, I mean,
more
it
vexy.
kind of looks pretty on par with what it was, right?
They've
I
got
don't know.
that gate going on. I see that.
There's a gate.
Yeah.
I respect the
There's a
gate.
gate.
But this is the bit that everyone cares about, right?
Fucking yeah, and then we've got these fantastic little fucking armor
Spooky, scary
ornaments,
skeletons
which
armor.
yeah, like the Titan has Callus's skull. Cool. Which is really fucking cool. You've got fucking
Great.
like the
Always wanted to be a
Yeah,
Titan
we
with a
took his
fucking
skull.
hair lip. Awesome.
yeah.
Fuck. But I mean, I'm going to
we've
throw it
got
out there.
masks.
My favorite
mate.
is the fucking pterodactyl. If you're not gunning for the pterodactyl ship, I question your sanity. Also, the fucking the new sparrow with the skull on the front of it is pretty rad.
Yeah, the doggo.
Actually,
the doggo
it's all pretty
sparrow.
rad, to be honest.
I'm a fan of that Jack-o'-lantern ghost there.
That's pretty good.
That
or what
actually
about
is
kinda cool,
the
isn't it?
bat one with the googly eyes on it?
Mm. Wait, it actually has googly
It
eyes.
actually
What
has
is that?
googly eyes on it. I looked at it and I thought of that, like the bit where Luke finds out that Darth Vader is his dad, and they put the googly eyes on that scene. That is immediately what that reminded me of, and I don't know why. And you can ride around on a broom. That's good. Good news. And you can tombstone people.
Yeah.
Not literally, but still.
Think about it this way. Oh, imagine if they put in a tombstone finisher
talking about
just,
this the other
just
night.
for Halloween.
But you could do the
I'm pretty
Undertaker
happy with it.
tombstone. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. So if you want to get into that, that's Festival of the Lost starting on the 29th of October. A new dungeon is also opening up to willing fire teams or brave guardians who want to tackle it alone. Speak with Eris. She knows the way. The Crucible is about to gain some momentum as well, changing the way the guardians meet glorious combat and then the Leviathan's Breast's exotic bow. Which is fucking I love this. I love the bow. I'm not sure if you've I know that you haven't logged. But
Yeah, I got distracted
Famy,
by
you've got the bow?
PvP.
Yep, I have the bow.
What's your take on the bow?
It's
bud?
trash.
Sloth plays with scout rifles. We're just gonna hold off on the
Not the answer I was looking for, but
take.
It's an interesting concept, honestly. I like the direction they're trying to go with it, but meaning it's a utility weapon. You put it in the power slot, and it does shit all damage. Like, as a PvE player that literally does not focus on cosmetics and just wants to kill stuff fast, that is trash to me.
Yeah, fair. I mean, fair enough. I really like I made a video and posted on Twitter the other day, but I love the fact that it takes at like a second and a half to actually fucking knock a fucking arrow and get ready to fire it. Like it's really fucking fantastic.
So what you're saying is
it
you
feels
like
good.
it. You like
It
it for
does feel
exactly the
good.
reasons that Famy wouldn't like it.
But it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic because I don't know if they mocap this or whether they've just designed it, but it feels like when you've actually got to fucking reef it back. Like it's, I made the connection between those fucking dumb cunt, fucking Black Knight assholes on the buttresses of New Londo, in Dark Souls 1.
Oh yeah, fuck. Okay.
That's what this bow is. That's what this bow is. Like I really like it.
I want to see him take it to the next level and have one of those ones that you have to fucking. It's just so huge you have to load it with your feet. Like,
What bows are you looking at?
I don't know. I just make shit up, but I'm sure it was done at least once.
Compound bows.
Big, huge, big, just fucking.
But like it's using a fucking chainsaw chain or a bike chain just to fucking draw it. Like Jesus Christ.
Now
Like,
that
that's insane.
yeah.
That's it.
Now that I actually have a look at it, it looks really sick and it does feel really good to draw. But the moment the arrow leaves, you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
It
It's not fair. Like it's good
enough.
for it's good for punishing supers in PvP. I haven't used it in PvE yet, but it's good for punishing supers in PvP. But yeah, on top of all that, there's another exotic quest going for Shadowkeep owners, which is the Xenophage, the bug gun. Yeah, I really like this. When we first saw the pictures of the Xenophage, I was like, yeah, not bad. Good
It
sword,
does look
not
pretty
bad.
nasty.
Good
It's pretty
swords.
mean. I'll load it up. Hang on.
It's actually
good.
it looks really cool. So yeah, it's another MG, but you know what? At the end of the day, we're gonna see more MGs, more hand cannons, more whatever, and I think it looks really nice.
I mean, compared to all the other weapons ops, it's not too many fucking MGs, eh? Right? Anyway. Right.
Now this is an interesting thing. Now, Log, I know that you played a lot of SWAT, so
Yeah, SWAT
I'm
was my
going
jam
to let
on
you
Halo.
take this. I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
let
yeah.
you take this little section, mate.
We'll jump straight into the description of what momentum control is all about, and I think that it's going to be interesting. I think there's a bit of scope here for it to be pretty punishing as well. So I'm going to reserve my complete judgment until I've played it. But basically, instant respawn times. You'll be brought back in as soon as you instantly respawn. Whatever. Fucking hell, it's been a long day. Weapon damage has been increased. High combat lethality. Everything in your arsenal is a contender. I like that part of it. I mean, if damage is increased, then you're no longer worried about like a lot of the min-maxing that we kind of do. I'd like to think Recluse can get a fucking rest for a week. We can put that shit away. Either that or it will absolutely fucking evaporate people. Ability regen requires effort. You have to defeat enemy players to charge your melee, grenade, and super. So there's no passive regeneration of your abilities. We've seen this before. It does force us to kind of play a little
When
bit.
did we see it before?
What was it
Where
called?
did we see this before?
We have seen it before. There was a game mode. Or am I thinking of like Trickle? And
Did you
shit
ever
from
play
D1?
SWAT and shit like that, Famy, in Halo?
Nope. Never really got into Halo. Yeah, I know. Crucify me now.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's
No,
fine.
it's
Well,
fine.
anyway,
It's fine, mate.
that concludes this episode of the Destiny Den on the podcast.
Yep.
But there's no tracker. Capture zones faster, get more bonus points per kill. Supercharged supers, increased damage resistance super means you become a 1,000-pound gorilla. Be careful, heavy weapons will put you down quickly, and the heaviest of ammo increase heavy ammo respawn rates and drop amounts. So
It's going to be
I
a
read
shitload
this.
of heavy ammo around. It'll be
Everything
Ooh.
above that is fantastic. Supercharged supers is just going back to what supers were prior, and more heavy. Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, I think they need to look at that. Holy shit. It'll be interesting
Especially
to see.
competitive.
It'll be interesting to see what because like I can see a kind of sub meta forming particularly for this game type, and I reckon we're going to see some shit that we don't normally see. I mean, you're not going to. Why would you need a sniper rifle if you got a scout rifle that can kill people super quick, right? So we're going to see scouts probably come to prominence. Maybe even like fucking sidearms for close quarters shit because you're in that kind of buffer range. I don't know. I mean, it depends how lethal they make shotguns. It'll be interesting.
Speaking of recluse and secondaries and quick firing weapons and all that sort of thing. Now, I heard this from a mate of mine, a mate of ours in chat, Jugs, but someone actually said to me that you also reported on the rumor as well on one of your streams, Famy, about Recluse, the changes to Recluse upcoming, which couldn't come quickly enough as far as I'm concerned. But to get Master of Arms to proc, the rumors has it is that you have to kill with one of your other weapons to get Master of Arms to proc.
I was told about this from someone in chat, and it's 100% legitimate source, like almost as good as an academic reference. Twitch chat, it's amazing. In all seriousness, though, I would see Bungie putting in a change like this. It does increase the level of skill required to use a recluse, but it's not necessarily that hard to actually proc Master of Arms. It means that it's less prominent in your general PvE scenario, which then brings some other weapons into prominence. And I don't know if it was you, Sloth, but someone asked me a question being like, if Recluse was nerfed to a point where it wasn't as good as the other weapons, what would become meta? I actually have no clue. I could probably throw out a few options, but I don't know.
Huckleberry would
I mean, SMGs are really, like, they are still very, very strong. It's a good finishing weapon now. A very intelligent man, and just the nicest guy in Cunts Incorporated, Sassy, actually gave us a tip on sniping today, and it's just like, fire your sniper, quickly pull out a secondary, and to spray down any person that's been to spray down any person that's been bodied by a sniper. Usually an SMG is the go-to. Very similar, like, so your subjunctives are quite good. If you want to go,
I don't think I've ever been
SMG,
killed by a subjunctive.
I have.
Ever.
I have. I really enjoy that gun. I think it's fantastic.
I'm not saying it's not. I just don't think I've ever been killed by one.
But yeah, I don't know about this game mode. Everything above supercharged supers and the heaviest of ammo points on the TWAB, fantastic. I would love to see a no super, no abilities game mode.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude.
I would love to see that.
I thought that was what this was when I first started reading it. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that they'd gone the whole hog and done that, and I think it would be borderline welcomed if they did. I mean, I think we can step back from the fact that they've brought in this new game mode and just appreciate the fact that this is a game mode that completely changes the sandbox for a game mode, right? Like, so clearly they've managed to develop some ability to shuffle things like this a hell of a lot faster than they have been in the past. So do we think we're going to see more things like this to kind of like trial different modes and shit panning out through the course of the next year?
I think this is what the Crucible Labs is made to do, is to test out these modes. Like I said, like someone in chat, Filth and Fury, was called Destiny 2 Year 1, but I personally would love to see a weapon skill only mode where it's all about, like, even if that's like make it a rotator on a competitive type of situation. Survival's fantastic, but imagine not having no abilities. It was all about gun skill and map placement and all that sort of thing. Like, that would be, that'd be fantastic. I would be for that. But I'm no fucking PvP, person. I'm just a pleb that plays Destiny every now and again.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, real quickly with this. Yeah. Summarizing points, what I see happening here is a few weapons are going to come out that either 2-tap or potentially 1-tap in scenarios, depending on the higher combat lethality, and those things will be the only things you can lose without getting completely destroyed. And tractor cannon's going to come out again, because if you can't kill supers with anything else, just get them out of super.
Yeah,
that's
true.
all I'm saying.
Well, and suppressing nades and all that shit, that's going to be rife.
When we now, speaking of suppression and all that sort of things, when Shadowkeep, when we saw the final patch notes for Shadowkeep to come out, people were saying that top tree Void Sentinel Titan, that would be used as a lot more as suppression, because shoulder charge does suppress in a small area of effect around it. Once you successfully hit a target, even if the melee system is completely balked on fucking void supers at the moment. I don't see a lot of people. I don't see like a few friends of mine were saying that was going to really just put Titans on such a higher level, I haven't seen too many people run it. Like most people are using fucking bubbles and shit like that and trying to get the most out of bottom tree striker. I know we're on very muchly on PvP at the
There's
moment.
two words
Famy
I'll say to you that absolutely stop the fucking any momentum that Sentinel stuff might have gained. And they are Thundercoil. Because Thundercoil literally it is fucking stupid.
wow.
I don't know. I things like that where like I want to use it because I'm a Titan main. I'm a fucking striker main. I've been for forever. But they're all almost at that bad of a level that it's like OEM. You can't put an OEM on now and honestly go into the Crucible and just be like, hey guys, I'm just here to have fun. Everyone assumes you're a fuckwit. And I imagine that Thundercoil before long is going to be nearly viewed that same way because you can, I mean, obviously it's situational. You have to be able to, you know, be good enough to be able to get in close to people without getting team shot and all that sort of stuff. But fuck,
I found it today. It's dropping shield. Not like to get Thundercoil to proc. You have to break their shield. You don't have to get a kill. You just have to break their shield for that shit to work.
No,
anyway,
knockout.
Yeah. So once, that's what I'm saying. Thundercoil knockout. Once you break the shield,
you get knockout.
You're done and dusted.
Thundercoil the kill.
Now, Famy, as a PvE dude, the dungeon. Are you going to do a world's first type of situation for the dungeon with your fire team of whomever?
So Giggs actually asked me that the other day. I'm flying out tomorrow and I am going to be back on Wednesday afternoon, which means I'm going to miss it unless I get on someone else's setup.
I heard Tamsin has a good Destiny setup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to encourage anyone because we all know reset times in Australia are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, just go and get in someone else's house and yell out on stream. That'd be great. What could go wrong?
But I definitely imagine that a lot of teams are going to be going for that because it is a scenario like with Whisper Mission and like with 0 Hour that you will get a lot of publicity and stuff if you're the first people at the bus to beat it. You know, Twitter post, tag people, all good.
I have a suspicious feeling that it is going to be one of the usual crowd because raid race, everyone's interested in that. A world's first dungeon race. Is it?
It is subject to contest and all that sort of shit as well. So it's a little bit more open. Like if the more leveled you are, especially when you factor in the artifact level now. That is literally uncapped. Like people are in the hundreds already. Fuck. I'm at like 30 something, 42 or some shit. Pathetic.
But there is one thing I will guarantee you. Within the 24 hours of its release, unless it's freaking crazy hard, which I don't see it's happening, someone's going to flawless it solo. And the speedrun time will be ridiculously fast. And I'm talking, I want to say sub 10 minutes. But I don't know how long the dungeon itself is. But it will be ridiculously fast.
Wow, that's a fucking big call. I mean, there are people out there who could do it, like Slayridge, fucking Giggs, Glad,
I believe
Righto. Like there are people out there. CG, SN team, like Frank. Frank might pull some shit as well. Like Christ, that's pretty insane.
I think one person to watch there is Error. He doesn't usually like running raid speedruns, but when it comes to strikes, 3-man activities, solo activities, and stuff like that, he is an absolute monster. So the time's going to get destroyed. It's going to be crazy.
I'll be just happy if I can even manage to complete it. That's the level I'm at.
In 3 weeks' time. In 3 weeks' time, once we're above 970 log, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll just wait.
I do also have to mention that guy in chat, Flesh Crunch, who soloed the Whisper Mission in, God, I don't even know what the time is. He's an absolute monster as well. He'll be there. Anyway.
Also a monster. Go Flesh.
Hey, fantastic. Good stuff. Did you want to go through the triumphs or did you want to go jump to the accessibility changes and then the fashion?
The accessibility changes are cool. Basically, you can make your subtitles bigger, smaller, and color them in if you want. Not color them in yourself, but choose what color they are. I think it's cool.
It
think it's an
really
overdue change,
helps
right?
people who it really helps people who suffer with color deficiencies and all that sort of thing, and even people with like they can change it to the size as well, which is fucking fantastic. Great inclusivity. Inclusivity.
I'll take it. I'll allow it. I don't think it's actually a word whatsoever, but I will allow it at this point. I think
Well done, Bungie.
I think
Well done.
the best thing about this is that, like we're in a game that's now fucking more than 2 years after its release, and they're still putting these sorts of things in. I think that, and this is it's sort of a suite of shit that they'll build up going forward, whether there is a Destiny 3 or when or whatever. You'd like to think that it'll have these things from day dot. So I think it just goes to show that they're still in it for everyone, right? I think it's a great addition to the game. But look, we're going to get into the one thing that I've been waiting with bated breath to dive into. We all know that the DDU loves fashion, so we're going to go through the
fashion.
The ready for
Who
the
are you
runway.
wearing, darling?
Yeah, we're going to go through it, and we're going to critique some fucking fashion and tell you what we think, and we'll try and be nice about it too. So what we might do, I'll load up the thing. So if you're actually watching the video on YouTube or whatever, you can see what we see, and that's cool. But first, we've got Warg here with I don't know, it's a hunter. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that it almost looks Dark Soulsy, right?
It's almost like the armor pieces look good. The shaders are fucking absolutely terrible. All of the hunters, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm probably going to cop a lot of shit for it, but I don't give a fuck. All of these hunters, they just don't look very good.
What do you mean, fam?
Yeah, what do you mean, fam? What do you?
We normally ask that off the bat just so we can just.
We should probably
people.
do that, next time.
Yeah, never mind. I think he's just giving it away, but still.
I'm a huge fan of these boots. The Last Wish boots. I ran them for a long time. I think they look sick. They're one of the better ones because some of them are just absolutely terrible. But I have to give it. If we can move on to the second one real quick.
Yeah, here we go. This is
old chicken leg.
Yeah, on the right with the Vex.
Yeah. Sassy was really excited to get his Vex leg back.
Yeah,
really excited to get it back, and it was the Vex leg. The design on the the Vex leg is fantastic. But again, like it's just there were hunters being tweeted at Bungie that looked a lot better than these ones.
Yeah,
and I don't know
look,
them, but
are they doing this shit every week, or are they doing it like once a month? Or how often does this work? There's a lot of shit to go through, man. Like, for God's sake, got him some slack. You got to get your chance. Fuck. Yeah.
But the third hunter,
I think I'm just partial to the second
basically
one because it's red and white. That's really it. I don't know what the third one is.
It knew that was coming.
It just looks like
the third one
needs a different shader.
It's fucking Reaper as a hunter. He like listens to fucking Nickelback and fucking listens to Nickelback and bloody what's that called? Fucking My Chemical Romance and fucking paints his fucking eyelashes and shit like that.
It's that dude that rocks up into the bar still in his like motorbike gear, got his helmet, is holding it in his side, dressed in full leather, and just doesn't take it off the entire night.
Yeah. He's just trying
to, like,
the guy that's trying way too hard to be interesting, right?
Yeah.
He just looks like
your clothing does not make you interesting.
This hunter looks like just a miscellaneous extra from Star Wars. Right?
Really
all right,
does.
so Nozzle, have a better go next time. Good on you. All right, we'll move on to the Warlocks.
I think I know Nozzle.
Good on you, mate. I'm glad you got your emblem either way, but yeah, have a crack. This one, Morrigan. With the horrifying red and white bunny. What do you reckon of that? I don't know if I like it or I hate it, but I know for a fact it's going to haunt my dreams. So
I like the jacket. I don't know what the jacket ornament is, but I like it. Like anyone who's been in stream recently, I love my fucking Titan leather jacket, with no sleeves and all that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm weird like that, but I like it's like a Dryzer bone with a fucking bum bag.
What's up with the bum bag? Is this
what's wrong with?
Is this Space Rabbit dealing speed?
Oh my God.
Here? Is that what's in the fucking bum bag? Where's your Adidas tracksuit? This is ridiculous. Anyway, we're going
It's
to
got
move
the
on.
fucking
super
toe shoes
quick.
on as well.
Yeah,
Can I
that's-
just retract my statement from the third hunter? I think it's the best looking one there, and Nozzle is absolute legend. Yeah, best one in the entire thing.
Right
Sure.
on.
Nozzle's a part of Ascend that got Garden Walks first.
Okay. Yeah, no, we also
Anyway.
love your ugly hunter. Good. I think the toe shoes are so it can run from the cops faster. Sloth. Increased agility on the toe
righto.
shoes, man. We got to move on to the second one. This one's from Danny.
The second hunter from Danny, again with the fucking weird toe shoes, but the nice shader on the gems. Again, fucking rocking the black and purple shader because they listen to My Chemical Romance and fucking paint their nails black and fucking.
I reckon it actually.
No one understands me.
It looks like fucking Sauron from Lord of the Rings with that helmet on.
No,
that
it
is
doesn't.
That is the best cosmetic helmet in the game, in my opinion.
It pretty
really
mean.
is, yeah.
I wish there was a
really is.
Titan helmet that looked that mean. I'm not sure why. Why
And
is the thorn red? Oh, that's because that's the ornament color, right? Never mind.
Yeah. It is.
I forgot it's an
together,
exotic
dude.
and they
Come
don't
on.
take shaders. All right, the last one.
The
The merging
merging wheat.
wheat. I don't like your
This is
warlock,
the
but I
best
like your
looking
name.
warlock. This is the best looking warlock. I really like this warlock.
Wrong.
It's just there's not really I can't really say anything on why I like it so much. I just do. I like the color.
Here's the thing.
The color's nice.
I know that helmet. You turn that character to the side, the helmet looks absolutely disgusting. It's so bad. Straight on, it's fine, but you turn it a little bit to the side, and it's just like, nah, I don't want this anymore.
I'm just going to say it out loud.
just turn your head quickly.
For me, this whole thing just looks like chewed up Hubba Bubba, and I'm not about it. I think we've made a new segment with this, Slothy. I think we can add DDU bitching about fashion as a regular fucking bit of content because I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like any of these Titans.
Oh, hang on.
Tad's
Nah, the winner will definitely be a Titan, as is tradition. But Tad's Junior, that looks like an incredibly it looks like a dung beetle that's trying to act tough.
I like the red frosted tips on the Crucible armor piece. Like I don't like the changed lines in the legs and all that sort of shit. And the red and black is just so fucking last season.
He looks like he's wearing thermal underwear on his bottom half.
It really does. Like I would love to see more colors. And the helmet's actually not too bad. I don't mind the helmet, but it's just a different color. Like it's just red and black's been done to death. Fucking throw some pink in there or something. Fucking be a man. A fatal chick. I don't know. Okay, so this is one of my favorite helmets.
I don't dislike this at all. I'm going to throw that out there.
This is one of my favorite helmets in the game. But the Syntheseps ornament is rubbish. Rubbish.
Yeah, Syntheseps.
I feel like the chest and arms can go with a different helmet really well. And the helmet's incredibly good, but it can go with something else. But you don't need to be optimal. You can switch off exotics, whatever boots you want.
There's something about it that reminds me of like Attack on Titan, right?
True, yeah.
There's like that, the sinewy muscleness of it all is, if you could get some sinewy legs and a really fucked up helmet, that would be a scary, scary get up. But I'm gonna give that my thumbs up. I'm gonna allow that. I think that's pretty
thighs. I like the thick thighs. That's probably about the best part of that. Thick thighs and the helmet are probably about the best part of that.
Righto,
the mark doesn't. Yeah, the mark. Well, no, you know what? The mark's too shiny. It's a different color red.
Hiding his massive schlong.
I don't think it is because you can see 2/3 of the way up. It's
hiding it. I think it's a female Titan. I think it's hiding its very powerful labia.
Wow. Hang on, we've got Chris is here and he's bored.
Yeah,
he's fucking Optimus Prime. What's going on?
He's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I would have given this a winner if it turned into a truck, but
I would have given it winner if he had Outbreak perfected equipped.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not bad. I don't like the raid armor, but that's not a bad job at all. That's not a bad job at all.
I'm not
But the
about. You know
honorable
what I'm
mention
not
is the
about.
one who.
This is the best
Yeah.
one, 100%.
I
Yeah.
reckon the one
This
before.
next one.
But,
The next
before-
one.
Oh, okay, the next one.
The
We'll go to
next one.
Yeah, but I just want to quickly labour on a point of don't make your guns the same color as your armor because it looks
No.
fucking shit. Make them
Profit rolling out.
profit. And here we go. Here's
right,
the
but the
clear
last one.
winner. Here's the clear winner from
Angel Montero.
Montero.
Well done.
Observe God's mistake. It looks like it was something that I should have vomited into a bucket at PAX when I drank too much. It's
No, you know what?
fucking incredible.
You know what? This is just like throwing on the Halo Fire heart and the fucking Dung Beetle arms and the fucking Ansett Airlines helmet. Good on ya. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think conclusively after looking at this, we can't say that Titans eat crayons. We can say that Titans are crayons.
Wear crayons.
Anyway, that was the Destiny Down Under fucking fashion synopsis for the week. Or however often they're doing this fucking thing. We'll just keep doing it.
And just lastly, and not leastly, ladies and gentlemen, a Destiny 2 update 2.6.1. Next Tuesday, it is scheduled to go live. It fixes the mystery box for Izanagi's Burden. It fixes the issue that was preventing players from abandoning the mystery box for Izanagi's Burden on alt characters. It has resolved the issue where Exodus Black Destination Quest could not be recovered if abandoned. And it has fixed the issue where earning Silimar's Design Triumph. This triumph will unlock retroactively for eligible players. Resolve an issue causing daily bounties from Eris Morn and the Lector of Enchantment to rotate weekly, and resolve the issue that increasing load times for previewing gear while traveling between destinations. They actually spoke about that last week. That, like obviously PC is relatively instant, but it is more... it's more for consoles. So yeah, fantastic. That's good for consoles. Big thing. One note, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a brand new player to Destiny and you somehow found this fucking whatever the fuck this podcast has turned into, you must be at least 770 power before talking to Eva Levante post reset on Tuesday, before you can take part in Festival of the Cost.
Well, you don't, dude. You're going to be 770. Seriously, you start at 750. It's not
no,
right.
it's just in case some people don't read the 12, because we know full well that there are people out there that don't fucking read it because they're dumb cunts.
Just play the game for 10 minutes and then go talk to her.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Do the missions.
Relax. You don't need to do it instantly.
Just do Shadowkeep first and then do it. You'll be fucking 850.
Additionally, while we wait for the festivals... return, we'd like to forewarn players about earning and deleting candy and chocolate strange coins in order to earn these currencies. Players must wear the Masquerader's helmet, purchasable from Eva Levante for 100 glimmer. If players defeat enemies and complete activities without this helmet equipped, you will not earn candy or chocolate strange coins. Yeah, so that's it.
I'm gonna. We're all Australians here. Do you get fucking Halloween, fam? Like, I mean, me and Sloth have spoken about this ad nauseum over recent years, but do you kind of like look at this and go like, what is this shit all about? Do you?
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at this being like, okay, pinnacle gear, no pinnacle gear. Okay, we're good. Just completely ignore the event.
No emotional investment whatsoever. I like pterodactyls. That's about the limit of my phone. Like, I don't know. It's one of those weird things of like being in Australia, you get everything backwards. Like we don't particularly do Halloween here. I mean, it's kind of getting bigger. So I guess that as the world gets smaller and the internet and all that shit, it'll get bigger. But when it is 40 fucking degrees outside, we log into Destiny and we're surrounded by snow in the tower. It's like
it's freaking spring, almost summer. What is this?
What the fuck? It is infernal, and we're throwing snowballs. Are you mocking us from a distance?
So, thanks to just a little bit of a side note. Thanks to Ninja and Cosmo, Log finally got his fucking movie of the week.
Fucking yeah!
Hey,
it's only been 6 months.
It's been a year. It's been a year in November.
Yeah, Did you get the new one or the old one?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't checked yet. I know that the boys have had them equipped and stuff yet, but I've got to log in and check because I haven't been on since. So I'll it was, you know, like it's one of those things. I'd kind of stopped thinking about it. So yeah, what a champion of a dude, Ninja and
but the
Cosmo,
new movie,
legends.
The movie of the week, Emblem, the new one is really nice. I like
It's
it. I
really
actually,
good, yeah.
I thought about actually reinstalling Premiere and making something, but then I realized that I'm just too lazy. I couldn't give a fuck. But you know, good for you if you're going to get amongst it.
I think we got the old one.
You got the old one?
Yeah, that's cool. I don't give a shit.
And congratulations to Commander Cuesta for the No Guns Garden of Salvation final boss. And then the fucking
Oh, dude, the Ace of Spades. Holy
ace
shit.
prop. This Ace of Spades prop, which actually has Memento Mori, is so
just in case you
fucking
haven't
nice.
seen
Holy
this
shit.
3D prop pornography. Just
It
check
is
this
so
shit
nice.
out. Here you go.
Holy fuck.
If you're listening to the audio version, just assume it's fucking great. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if they've used he's used like a dry ice or something in that. That's so fucking nice.
I honestly have no idea. I'm not even gonna guess, but it's pretty fucking cool.
It's really nice. Or it's
I'll
like
give
a
it
vape coil or something. I don't know. It might be.
Oh, everything comes back to vaping with you. You fucking.
Oh, shut up, cunt. No one cares. Right. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the live chat and you have some questions for Famy, or if you have some questions for the podcast or just in general, let us know now. Upcoming changes to the OEM and the Recluse. We know your thoughts about the Recluse, Famy, but OEM and any other exotic changes that you're kind of keen for?
OEM definitely needed a nerf. I feel as though walls or any sort of
Fucking
ability
12
to
months ago.
just any sort of ability to just be able to see where the other person is, you know, over that period of time when you're challenging them is broken.
Yeah,
It's just straight up broken.
I think like if they went back to I'd like to think that if there is a Destiny 3, they're just going to go, let's not do that again. Like it is just busted as fuck. It's so, I don't know. Yeah.
Exotic changes, I haven't actually heard a lot about that because there's no exotic I necessarily think is incredibly broken right now and needs adjustment. Yeah, have you guys heard anything about exotics being changed recently?
I mean, the only exotic that I've seen that has changed that I did not actually know how to change was Vigilance Wing, because Vigilance Wing it's fucking fantastic to use now. It is really, really nice. It's really nice to use now. But any sort of other exotics, I mean, I'd love to see some more range drop off on MGs and shit like that. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I feel as though MGs sort of you get the right roll or something like that. You can ping someone from across the map and there's nothing they can do. As soon as you turn the corner, you see that sort of red cross glare at you. You're just like, well, I've lost this again.
You resign yourself to death.
Being stared at by a disapproving parent from a distance. You! Oh no! Fuck.
That's why I wait until my parents are watching until I shove dog shit up my nose.
Well,
wait, what? Where did that come from?
God, I don't know. He's just a strange man, mate. Matt's not here to keep him in fucking check. He's just loose. Just a weird dude.
Right.
But there are questions. I'm going to duck to the gents, but go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake, go.
Yeah, I feel like
from
I'm not sure I'm
AU.
incontinent or what?
Piss like a racehorse. What is your best advice for daunted newbies to take the plunge to get into raiding?
Very big question, which I could go on for hours and hours on. But long story short, do it. Raiding is super fun. For the most part, people are pretty cool in this community, and you will get people who are toxic. You will get people who sort of have a go at you for not knowing what you're doing, but everyone comes from the same area. Like when I started raiding, I was super nervous. I had very little idea of what I was doing, and I was like shaking when I was trying to play. So everyone comes from that point in time. If you want to prepare yourself, watch as many videos as you can. But once you're in there, definitely try to rely on the people who are teaching you, who are experienced, and ask them questions about it. and just be like, hey, I don't quite understand this. How can I make this raid encounter go better? And they'll be like, okay, so you want to move here and do this, and this will be easier. And for the most part, people will be really well receiving of questions and stuff like that. So just
Pluggo. Pluggo. If you are looking to get into raiding and raid help and you want someone who can really help you out with that, twitch.tv/Famy, that is PHAMMY. When he does raid help, go in there and ask him about it. I sat back and I watched you take people through Garden of Salvation. And you're very chill. You explain stuff quite well. You're very personable and made people relax. And I think that's a skill set that is kind of needed for someone sherpering people through raids. So I mean, that's really good for you, mate.
Also
question,
useful for anyone doing prostate exams. hey. I'm just saying, man. If you ever called out for a job.
So when are you taking that medical degree, mate?
What? When did we get on to prostate exams? I'm so confused.
Right now. Anyway, moving on.
A question to Famy. Who is your best mod and why is it asterisk?
See, he says it as a joke, but it's so true. And this can go on to another topic. For lack of a better word, selling out or sort of making people aware of the opportunities you've had with other sponsors and stuff like that is something that I really struggle with. I don't really like pushing it in people's face. I believe if people want to buy products and stuff like that, or if people want to check out other streams, they'll do it. But I do like to make mention of it. And Asterix is just like, nah, screw it, throw it out there. Rig sponsor, yep, show them it. Prime sub, oh yeah, exclamation point Prime, throw that in there. And he has been a really good friend to me for a long time. If you are looking to be a mod in chats and stuff like that, it's not actually very rewarding for yourself. Sorry to say.
It's really
but it's pretty selfless,
It's a lot of work. So there's not a lot of prestige that comes with being a mod. There's a lot of work, but the streamer will love you forever if you do a good job.
Yeah.
Just a word of advice for Asterix, though. You got to stop hanging out the front of the toilets at conventions, my dude. I got my fucking eye on you. Next year. No loitering. I'm fucking watching you, man. I'm watching you.
Oh, God. Question from Syrian1. I thought he was at his best in April during the PvP month of his. Will he ever be returning to his roots of a PvP gamer?
Okay, so April,
Sweatlord
Joker's
fan?
Wild. Joker's Wild was not a good period for PvE content. Farming Reckoning for weapons was terrible. Gambit was just sort of a grind and it was so boring and stuff. So I decided to try and improve myself and jump into PvP. It was a lot of fun for the 2.5 weeks, and then Revelry dropped. And when Revelry dropped, that means suddenly everyone has skip nades out their freaking asshole, throwing them all over the shop. Everyone's like, PvP meta is completely destroyed for a week. And I'm
handheld supernova in that period of time. I fucking I didn't even know it was a thing before fucking the Revelry. Since the Revelry, I instantly fucking sear with hatred whenever I get killed by it, ever, no matter what. Like even now, months and months later. Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. But yeah, I do plan on trying to hit Legend this season and finally getting my Not Forgotten, but other things have come in the way. Once I finish university, I'm all for it.
Sloss muted himself. What a dipshit.
Ha! Yay! Hooray! It's only because log gets shitty if I vape into the mic. All right, question from Zara. All right, Famy, what do you feel about 1-2 punch hunters before and after nerf? Would you like to see more, open quotes, builds like it in the future?
So directly addressing 1-2 punch hunters, they were, in my opinion, too strong before the nerf. After the nerf, I think they're in a good spot. They're still useful, but I believe the content that we're actually doing has changed from stuff which is fairly easy to stay alive in and you're able to just punch through it like you do Shattered Throne and just destroy everything, to things like the 980 Nightfalls, where if you get in melee distance, you were dead. It's done. So I think that that build is pretty good for general play, not too bad. For the high-end PvE content right now, not necessarily the best, but a lot of these builds that people are coming out with, like I know Chevy released a little video on a build. Barkin has posted a build as well where you get your super ridiculously quickly by using certain mods and stuff like that. I think these are really interesting and they're really good. And if people hunt for these and are able to apply them into different scenarios in the game and stuff like that, I feel as though we'll have a lot more diversity in what people are able to bring to the table in terms of PvE activities. So I really enjoy these builds.
You can really highly specify a certain build because you can do it across multiple armor pieces with multiple affinities, and that may even change. The affinities may even change in upcoming updates. And it really brings a new breath of life into the game where if you're the fucking DPS dude and maybe you're built around arc and maybe you want to get, some fucking semblance. I don't know much about it, but some semblance of like really boosting your power with arc, build it around that. Like it's really fucking fantastic if that makes sense, Now this is I want to preface this question with a question of my own. How long have you been streaming on Twitch?
I've been streaming for 1 year and 4 months now.
That's fantastic,
dude. That is that is meteoric. You should be fucking proud, my dude.
Thank you.
You really should.
That was incredible.
Referencing like the reason why we say that is because Log and I have been streaming for 3 years and we're both still shit at it.
Dude, it's funny, but you're not wrong. It's funny because it's true.
So a question from Novik. Looking at the small explosion of views you've gotten since day one Garden, how do you feel about the steady growth of your channel?
Oh, God. How's it going, dude? Novik's another one of my mods. Good guy I've known for a while.
Oh, okay. So we meant to read that with sarcasm?
No. He's a good bloke. He's been invested for a while, and I've known him for a very long time. So in terms of the streaming and stuff like that, I was very lucky at the beginning to have the support of Redeem. The reason I started streaming was because I was a part of Redeem. I'm just like, sure, why not do it? And then I found that there was a market for Sherpas and teaching people stuff that wasn't around, and that slowly developed from there. In terms of from Garden, I have noticed that viewership has been up, whether that's due to the higher player base because of Shadowkeep, or whether it's because of people understanding that I exist due to Day One Garden. I'm not too sure. Here's the thing, though. I am very sad that I'm unable to do streaming every single day. That's due to a variety of factors, including work, including university. But
for sure.
I feel as though it's definitely a possibility for me to grow my stream and build from there. But I've also seen some other streamers who've been going hard at it every single day, reaching some incredible levels. One good example of that is another streamer, Australian streamer, Tony. She has gone from averaging 75 to 100 viewers to lately, I don't know if it's from hosts or stuff like that, but it still doesn't matter. She's kept concurrent like 200, 300 viewers, which is because she has been streaming pretty much every single day.
She's a little grind machine, man. What a legend.
Yeah.
And
I want to do that.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't sleep. I'm pretty sure she doesn't sleep. Like works a full day, like works full time.
Yeah.
And then streams for like hours and hours and hours and then just does the same thing. I'm pretty sure she doesn't sleep. Maybe it's
are we suggesting that Tony may be an incredibly pleasant AI construct that is designed for streaming?
Might be.
Maybe. Who knows?
So you haven't played Destiny 1. Have you played Destiny 1? You've played through it?
I have. So in start of the year, I played through the campaign, and I believe it was in February or March, I played through all of the raids.
So, favorite raids in the history of Destiny to jump on the back of Sassy's question that's there?
Destiny 1, King's Fall. I can't really put the Destiny 1 raids with Destiny 2 raids because I haven't played the Destiny 1 raids enough.
Yep.
Destiny 2 raids, I'm going to say Garden. I've been convinced after playing it for the past couple of weeks. I think it's a really in-depth raid. I have a disclaimer when I say the best Destiny 2 raid. I think Last Wish is the best Destiny 2 raid in existence, but that is Last Wish in its like most purest form. That is before the Riven cheese was discovered, before any of these strats came in. Week 1 was some of the best raiding I've done in my entire life. But I think Last Wish is an incredibly repetitive raid to run again and again. So my favorite personally is Garden.
Yeah,
There you
fair
go.
enough. Kingsfall, the issue that I had with, I agree with you with Kingsfall. Kingsfall is a fantastic raid. The only issue that really sort of brought it down for me is because it was the connections. Console connections at that time,
dude,
especially in Australia, were just not very good.
It was such a different animal, man.
It is a fantastic raid, and I kind of tend to agree with you there as well with Garden of Salvation, mate, because it is so fucking pretty and just better. There's not really any way that I can. There's not really any way that I can explain why I think like that. It just is. It's just better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I'm glad that you actually got to experience that shit, man.
My pick's still Vogue. And I know that that's probably just because of the complete rose-tinted glasses factor of looking back. But I just don't. I think that to get it so right off the bat, and like, you know, it seems to be a split that there's a heap of people still think that way too.
Yeah.
Is incredible. So it's a testament to everyone who had any hand in that fucking raid. All right, moving on. What else we got? Slowly?
Right. And then one final question from Nick and Mick. Do you prefer big natural tits or a fucking great big bouncy squatter's ass? Or dick?
I am contractually obligated to say a nice, thick schlong, preferably from one particular Englishman. Love you, Frank.
No, I think that's you know, that's pretty fantastic. And all jokes aside, man, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure having you on. It has been an absolute pleasure having you. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thanks for having me, dude. You guys have been great.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I mean, we didn't have to hear anything about law for fucking whole episode. We need to do that more often.
I didn't have to yell at Matt. I didn't. I mean, I gave Famy some shit, and like I'm still waiting for the fucking backhander. But
it's kind of funny actually because Matt's not here. no one's really been picked on.
I don't like being mean.
Just be mean.
Say something mean. Say the meanest thing you can think of right now.
Oh God.
Be mean.
You're a smelly pirate hooker.
Just let it out.
You're allowed. It's at the back end of the podcast. No one will ever know.
I can't think of anything because I just don't know you enough.
So it needs to be personal.
Yeah.
It doesn't need. Oh, but I've been mean to you without being personal. Come on, man. Oh. I'll give you a couple of days. Tweet it at me. I'll give you a couple of days.
Yeah. I'll think about it. I'll be in the shower and just be like, oh shit, I got it. Huge. Insane.
I got him.
No prior warning. No prior warning. Just an abusive tweet straight at Sloth. No explanation. Nothing. Just brutality, please.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please just put an insult in the YouTube comments so Famy can just scroll through maybe and look for some inspiration, maybe cherry pick some shit out and just absolutely hammer Sloth because that's really what we all want to see. We want to see Sloth just get put on his ass.
I would like to see Sloth get hammered.
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And
I was in the army for a while. This budget Professor Broman. I'll take it. Yeah. He's far better looking than I am.
The budget's been cut severely.
Right. Now, furthermore, just to finish off, Jathal, your question, I didn't ignore your question. We just don't have any information on it yet. And I prefer not to talk about it in a public forum until we have more information. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in the live audience, thank you very, very much for the follows, the hosts, the bits, and guys, thank you for subbing to the podcast or resubbing to the podcast. It really helps with paying for the fees and all that sort of stuff that comes with hosting it on our audio only platforms and all that sort of shit, and it helps us with plans and paying Keg for the art and all that sort of shit. So thank you very much for that. To our YouTube watchers, if you liked if you like the podcast, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for no notifications whatsoever, because YouTube is a big pile of fucking dog shit burning on a hot skillet. And let us know in the comments below if we missed anything. Question, queries, doubtful points. And to our audio only listeners, thank you. Let us know on the Discord, !Discord in the live chat if you feel so inclined. Join the Discord, ask us questions, at us in there if you would like to. And follow us on Twitter. That is at DDU_podcast, at LogPowerSlave, at Mylan Games, at Realtime Sloth. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to find Famy, that is twitter.com/Pham the Banana, PHAM, and Pham the
You
Banana. So
actually
go
a
check him
banana.
out on Twitter.
Is that a euphemism? It's very presumptuous.
I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, I need something for my Snapchat name. Yes, it was originally my Snapchat name, and I'm just like, you know what? Bananas are kind of funny. I could be a banana.
There you go, Guardians. You can also add Pham
And-
on Snapchat as well. So,
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. If you also, I highly recommend it, go follow him and sub to him on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/Phammy, PHAMMY. Throw your subs at him, throw bits at him. Just go in there, say good day to him. He's good people. He's really good people.
very good people. It's been a pleasure, dude.
I'll say now I'm good people.
Yeah, well, you're always
been
good.
good people.
Like we fucking explained at the start. The only people we give shit are good people. If you're a dickhead, we're going to be like, g'day, mate. How you going? Yeah, nice to meet you.
G'day, mate. How you going? Hope you're well. Fucking nice to meet you. Yeah.
Is everything good? But if you're a mate, we're like, fuck you. Go and die in a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straya.
So call your mates cunts and the cunts mates. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. We have been the Destiny Down Under podcast with special guest Famy, special guest host rather, Famy. Thank you very much once again, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fucking
Stand
nailed
by
it.
for a raid.
Yeah, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna jump in and visit Tamsin. Oh, hey, Slothy, I'm gonna ask you about something before we fucking go, man. Are you saying that you're not gonna be on next week just because you'll be clean shaven because of Movember? Are you dipping out because you don't want to be? You don't want to be on?
No, I just don't fucking like you.
So
fair
at
enough.
Realtime Sloth, and keep messaging him until he releases a picture of himself clean shaven. Do it.
Yeah, do it. Increase my Twitter interaction.
You look like a fucking thumb.
I will look like a thumb. You're right. No.
Anyway, jump in the raid. We'll see you next week. Bye. Hang on, I'm gonna find that thing.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, and the law will find you, TM.